Sunday night, making a unexpected dash down to Regentville, which is at Penrith. Sam, who has not been one to steal food, decided to help himself to my wife's double dark chocolate muffin, dark chocolate chips, dark chocolate muffin. So basically all chocolate. If you didn't know, chocolate is toxic to dogs. He's only little, and dark chocolate has all of the chocolates. It's not like milk chocolate. It was so unexpected. Brought up her muffin to her. She sat it on the edge of on the bed near her pillow. Then I was downstairs getting myself some food, and she was calling out something to me about she'd done a Coles order and it's going to come tomorrow. Next thing you know, she's just screaming at Sam. And I had no idea what was going on. I run upstairs and I see what's left of the muffin on the bed, and some of it was over by where he sits. And he's only a little dog. We know chocolate is toxic. Rang the emergency vet. They said, being his size and his age and the fact that it was dark chocolate, we need to get him to a vet so that they can take blood levels, but also to try and induce the vomiting. They said it's got to be done within 2 hours of eating. It's been 20 minutes. Got onto the phone pretty quick, and as soon as they gave us the address of the emergency after our vet, the closest one to us, which is still a half-hour drive, I just grabbed some socks, put my shoes on, and grabbed my license, my wallet, keys, everything. My wife got his harness and lead onto him, and I'm on my way. He's just kind of sitting there with his usual panting, not massively like he sometimes does when he's kind of freaking out. It's just annoying that it's so far. The cicadas are starting to come out. This is on the laundry door. This guy looks like his wing hasn't unfurled properly. Yeah, it's all creased up at the bottom. That was his little shell. So he might have gotten some spider web in there. He might have got some spider web stuck in his wings when he was trying to unfurl. And there's this guy who looks like he's crawled through the leaf litter to get up here. You can see a shell down there. Or it might have been that shell. And this one, he was still unfurling 10-15 minutes ago. So he's now just got his wings right out drying out. Those two might have been from a different night. Back to the vets for his next checkup. He's a bit settled now. He was doing his little cries earlier, his little singing. We've got another long drive ahead of us, a bit over an hour at this time of day, about 10 to 9. His appointment's at 10:15. First I thought it was 10, then I thought it was 10:30, and I checked my diary and it was 10:15. So we're hoping that they'll say he can take the cone off, because that'll give him a bit more freedom, because he can go in and out of the dog door. Sam is okay. The emergency vets induced vomiting in Sam and got a nice big squishy chunk of chocolate out of him. They kept him there for a while just to check that his vitals were okay, that his heart rate was okay, because they said that's one of the things that their heart rate can just start racing because of the chocolate and the caffeine, and that's where it can lead to heart attacks and death. But that didn't happen. We were given some liquid activated carbon to give him, and they said you can just mix it in with his food. I don't know how picky an eater he is, because there's no smell in the activated carbon. The trouble is that activated carbon removes the smell of the stuff you put it with. And I tried giving it to him with some vegetables, and he couldn't smell the veggies. He knew that's what was in there, but he couldn't smell them, and he didn't want to eat them. And we had my wife basically said, get some chickpeas, he loves chickpeas, and she would scrunch some and then grab some of the carbon stuff, and because he wanted the chickpeas, he'd lick up some of the carbon. Didn't quite get the whole amount that he was supposed to have, but this morning he had black poops, which was a sign that it was going through him, which is what we wanted. And he had to have more this morning, and same thing this morning. Tried to feed him in a way that he would sort of lick up a fair bit of the stuff around the stuff that he liked. And he seemed okay this morning, like he's doing alright. He's not running around all hyper, he's not vomiting, any of that sort of thing. So that was a close call. You're both expensive little buggers, but we love you. Yes. And we will take care of you. No, that was just traffic lights. Batman's healing well, so his name. But they said he still seems to have a bit of inflammation in his eyes, and I think they said they could still see the stitches there. The stitches are still dissolving, but we have caught him a couple of times rubbing his face on the inside of the cone, and the vet thinks like, yeah, that's probably what's keeping a little bit of the inflammation there. First part is because he's still got the inflammation in both eyes just a little bit, he has to keep his cone on. He's still going to be continuing with the prednisone 4 times a day. He's still going to be continuing the Azaga, which is the eye pressure. That's twice a day. The Ocuflox, we ran out on Friday, and then I don't know if I actually spoke about this. If I did, we'll edit this out. On Friday, we got a repeat script for the Ocuflox because he had run out in the morning, and when I went to collect it in the afternoon, they said they couldn't take the script on our phone because it wasn't an e-script and it wasn't an original, and they'd need to get it faxed through. And as I'm looking up the phone number to call them, the pharmacy said, oh, and when they fax it through, we don't actually have it in stock, so we'd have to order it in and you'd get it on Monday, today. I said, well, that's no good, he's run out and I need it tonight. So I rang another pharmacy, they had it in stock, I got their fax number, I rang back the vet, the girl who was there, who was locking up because they'd already shut. She waited for me to call back, and while I was on the phone, she faxed it through to the number. I thanked her very much, rang back the pharmacy as I started driving towards them, and they said, yes, it's come through. And I said, I'm driving towards you because I know you close soon. And they're going to close in like 15 minutes. So he got the Ocuflux, so he could have that yesterday, like Friday night, yesterday to the Friday night, Saturday, yesterday, today. And the doctor here said, we're going to stop using the Ocuflux and change him to a new antibiotic and anti-inflammatory, which I'm going to pick up on the way home, and there's repeats on that. So from now on he'll be taking prednisone 4 times, Azaga for the pressure morning and night, and this new one, which I don't know the name of yet, just once a day. And he said it doesn't matter whether it's morning or night, so I might make that a nighttime one, less mucking around in the mornings. And that's kind of good, because that means throughout the day where he has to have his drops each time, it's just going to be the prednisolone. I made an appointment for just under 2 weeks time, so that it's still in the holidays. First date they gave me was 2 weeks from now, first day back at school. That's no good. So Thursday, not this week, but the next week, back to see them. Hopefully the little one will stop rubbing his face inside his mask, inside his cone, and he'll be able to be out of it. Just as well I'm on holidays now, so it means I'm there to be able to let him in and out, give the wife a break of doing that. And then by the time I go back to work, he should definitely be out of the cone by then, and he'll be able to use the doggy door. Got new tadpoles. I heard the frogs in here each night, but just haven't been able to see them this time around because they hide. I just saw something moved in here, but anyway. This silly fella's come on the inside of the screen. I'll just check back later. But so did he. I didn't even see this one, and I put my head straight past him. Huh. This poor fella though, his wing has started to curl up because it didn't dry up properly. So he will probably just starve to death. I don't know what to do. That one up there last night, right in the middle, he was just emerging when I came out last night. And of course, you can hear summer isn't far away. Hey, Pat Pat. Waiting to go back in.